Thousands of years ago, the Confucian philosophy of ecology put forward concepts such as Tianren Heyi that emphasized the harmony between man and nature. Using the past to enlighten the present, what conceptual tools can traditional Chinese wisdom provide to tackle today's ecological challenges? Mary Evelyn Tucker, professor at the Yale University School of the Environment, shares her thoughts.
Hello, welcome to China Talk. My name is Mary Evelyn Tucker. I teach at Yale University and I'm the co-director of the Yale Forum on Religion and Ecology. I'm delighted to be with you. I came to China in 1985 for the first time, but my teachers came 40 years earlier, and they were keenly interested in Confucianism. And they transferred to us, my husband and I, the history, the culture of China. And we were very impressed. And why? Because Confucian ideas and ideals have something to say not only to ancient China, but to modern people as well. What are the key notions of Confucianism? We can say there's an idea of community, there's an idea of cultivation, there's an idea of qi, and there's an idea of the cosmos. So community means the human is not isolated, but part of the family, society, education, nature, and the cosmos. So as one cultivates oneself, one educates oneself, all of these concentric circles are affected. And that's why virtue and cultivation of virtue, of benevolence and wisdom and righteousness are very key to the Confucian tradition. The idea of qi is something I love because it overcomes the dualism of body, mind, spirit, matter. It's a vital force that's in all of nature, and we can cultivate ourselves by Tai Chi, by the traditional Chinese medicines, and so on, in relation to nature. This is very important for an ecological ethics. What Confucianism offers is a tremendous sense of the cosmos. We're not just part of a small human community, we're part of the cosmic community, and we call this an anthropocosmic worldview. It's very powerful. It has a huge appeal in the West. But let me come back to China and say, why is it having a growing appeal here? It's very impressive now to people in the West, called ecological civilization. It's a movement that, as I understand it, is at least 30 years old, if not longer, in China. And it's to say the Industrial Revolution has already happened. We see the fast trains, we see the EV cars, we see the solar panels and wind turbines. China is a leader in this transition that we're in. And the government is calling this ecological civilization as an aspiration for the Chinese people. I want to be very clear that the idea that the cultural values of Confucianism and Taoism and Buddhism are very important for an ecological civilization, and that idea is growing in China. There was a minister of the environment who had this idea many years ago, and we met with him in 2008. He said, Confucianism has this sense of working for a common good. Taoism has a sense of how we work carefully with nature and respect it and protect it. Buddhism has a sense of the interdependence of all life forms. This idea has been growing on many levels, academic, government, and NGO, and so on. We have a project which may be of interest, and that is called Journey of the Universe. Journey of the Universe is a film that took us 10 years to make with a BBC crew. It's a book. It's a series of interviews. On the website, there is a film, Journey of the Universe, with Chinese subtitles. We've been showing it all over China in September of 2023, and the response of students was amazing because they see their worldview, they see these values of Confucianism and Taoism and Buddhism mingled with a science-based story, but they also see their sense of participation, of purpose, of transformation. Now, if we return to Confucianism, what does that have to say for ecological civilization? We need the values, we need the motivation to make these changes, and that's what Confucianism has to offer. There's a revival of Confucianism in China, it's being taught in the schools and so on, but these values of who we are as humans, how we connect to the larger society, and what we contribute to the common good. And that's what Confucianism can contribute. I would say now also for the world, China is the most important country in the world to make this transition to an ecological civilization. But it's not only a government idea, it's in universities, it's in NGOs, it's in grassroots movements like organic farms and so on. That's what's very exciting about it. Now, I think this is important not just as an old idea, but as a modern call to action and to change. The future of the planet is in our hands as older people, younger people, and so on. So the common concerns that we have for meeting the challenges ahead, be it sustainable development, be it a green GDP, green banking, green technology, all of these areas that are growing in China and the West are a place where we can meet and create a viable and flourishing civilization for the future. This is why the relations between our countries, China and the US, are very, very important. And we want to be a bridge to this ancient creative civilization that's contributing already so much to this transition towards a sustainable and a flourishing future. And let me just conclude by saying the doctrine of the mean, one of the great texts of traditional Confucian thought, says we are part of the transforming and nourishing powers of heaven and earth. And that participation, as we align ourselves with solar power, with wind power, with geothermal power, we are doing that sense of completing the cosmic earth and human part of who we are as humans. I would invite all of us into an intergenerational handshake for the future of China, for the future of the planet. Thank you so much for listening.